Friday, Friday, Friday! You've got zombies, you've got vampires, you've got whips. Man, it's kinky all of a sudden. But yeah, this is the Castlevania clone that you didn't know that you knew that you needed.
The retro clone to end all retro clones. Take that, mighty number 9.
Yeah, this actually beats that game out of the water. Even though it's so weird because going back to the music, which was the first thing I noticed, like a lot of the notes like copy. I don't think it even mimics.
Just copies
like the music, and then you expect it to go into like Castlevania, like a Castlevania theme or like loud bombast, and then it goes a different route. And it's like, oh, we're not playing Castlevania.
What we are playing though is Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon, which is one of 2 Bloodstained games. This Bloodstained game mimics Castlevania 3.
Is it just 3 or? It looks like 1 and 3. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 1 and 3. It has 1's level progression, but 3's character selection.
Yeah. So this is, I don't know, I find this game is satisfying. I think if you played all the other 2D games, like in Castlevania specifically, but I think they do a good job, but I feel it's like more of a filler. Like I don't think it doesn't feel like, it feels like a throwback, but it doesn't feel like it fills it completely. I don't know.
So it's like an appetizer before the main course.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like a dessert before your real dessert. Like, that's how I felt when I played it. Like I thought, hey, it's a lot like it, but it doesn't feel like when I'm playing it, I don't feel like, it doesn't feel like a hack.
A complete experience.
It doesn't feel like a hack. It doesn't feel like a replacement. It just feels like, sort of like almost like an expansion or DLC. Like, oh, you want more Castlevania? Okay, well, we'll make it kind of like Castlevania. And the bosses were really cool. I think the music's okay. It's not, I don't know, for me, I didn't find it memorable. I don't know how you felt.
The music's alright.
Character design's decent. It's sort of what you expect. The bosses I thought were pretty neat.
Yeah, I personally enjoy one of the bosses that's like this giant locomotive hybrid. He's just scraping like huge blocks, and you can use those blocks as platforms to attack him.
It feels right. That's what I think I'm getting at. It feels like a Castlevania game, but it's not Castlevania.
It's enough of a
Castlevania.
It's enough of a separation from Castlevania to the point where people are like, hey, that's a ripoff of Castlevania. But like,
or is that a Castlevania sequel? Like, I think that would be the question. Someone would be like, is that like a new Castlevania? Like, kind of like how they brought back Mega Man. That's how it feels. But like at the same time, it doesn't feel like a hack. It doesn't feel like a brand new game to me. It's weird. It's really hard to describe. It doesn't feel like it's a copy. It doesn't feel like a straight ripoff. It doesn't feel like a crappier version.
It just feels like this was
it's like a long lost Castlevania game that they just unearthed. Like they started work on, and then we never heard about it.
And then they just slapped it together and then just released it.
Put it on Steam like everyone else does. Yeah. Just slap it all together.
It's kind of like how Double Dragon 4 was.
Yeah, this feels like a better version of what Double Dragon 4. Double Dragon 4 felt like they just put a few trouts in it. I don't know.
And it was like,
around.
Hey, they like Double Dragon, right? Yeah. Done.
But they like this character. Oh, they like this level. This is kind of like the previous Double Dragon 2. Let's make it a lot like Double Dragon 2. But this doesn't feel like that. This feels like they put it together. Some of the levels are very familiar, if you know
Castlevania-like. Yeah. But then they try to throw a curveball at you.
I give it props. The easy mode is easy. Like, we should have died a lot sooner. I was just standing there firing my bomb. I'm like, maybe I'll kill it.
But it isn't super easy.
I'd give it a thumbs up. I'd give it at least an 8. It's definitely worth trying.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the better, I think,
retro games.
Yeah, side-scrolling games.
Like
it's worth your money. I think it's 15. I don't remember how much.
It's to the point where the only argument I have against this game is if you are not a huge fan of retro throwback games, because it's like people are doing that tons and tons of times.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like a throwback. Like, it feels natural, like organic. That's what I'm saying. To me, at least, it just, at the same time, it doesn't feel like is somewhere stuck between a new game and an expansion. It doesn't feel like they sort of slapped a few things together like Double Dragon 4, as we mentioned. It feels
in a way,
like it fits somewhere there.
In a way, the way the games are made, it kind of feels like this is Sonic Mania, and then
Plus.
and then the next Bloodstained, it will be
the real game.
Will be Sonic
The
Forces.
feast. This is like the shrimp before your meal at Kelsey's. Or wait, better example. This is like the one donut you eat at Tim Hortons before your coffee, before your soup. On a winter day after you've gone skating.
This is like the dinner rolls you eat at Tim Hortons before they give you the roast chicken.
The dinner rolls they give you before you buy a Swiss chalet.
Yeah, these are like the biscuits
and
at
they,
KFC.
And they took away the juice drinks. I'm really annoyed about that. I used to order the juice drink. Anyways, Szechuan sauce.
One like equals one feel.
One heart equals $1. Please
Anyways.
donate. I recommend it.
Me too.
It doesn't feel like whoa, they did an amazing job. I think they did a solid job, maybe above average job, but it doesn't feel like a replacement. Like it's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna come back and be a classic. It'll be just like this is like Castlevania. It's good.
Yeah, this is like, oh hey, that's a game that happened.
Yeah, that happened, and then more games came along.
And then Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night came, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that game. That game.
Yeah, I think that's the game that it's not out yet, but I think that's the game that's going to be memorable.
Yep.
Remembered.
Alright then.
All right. Have fun. Adventure.
Ho!
Keep on gaming. Oh, hey.